Labware is in New York. We just landed here for Tech Week. A full week of meetings with potential investors, with fashion brands. We're doing the most we can in the craziest city on this planet. Mike is preparing for his first pitch right after at Hudson Yards. So it's gonna be a crazy, crazy week ahead. Look at all the buildings, it's crazy.
Ready for the pitch? Hell yeah, we're going to the building right now, if we can find the entry. We get 60 seconds to pitch and then a 5-minute Q&A. Really exciting, especially it's Fashiontech, which is great. Nervous? A little bit, but we'll see how it goes.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you too. The pitch was alright, honestly. I'm a little disappointed with my own work. I mumbled a little bit and I didn't finish in time. Or I did finish in time, but I shortened it. But the people liked it. They loved the facts about Labware, and I think they really enjoyed our business case.
Efficient. Let's get some tacos. No, I mean, day one, super intense already. New York City type energy, full speed, non-stop. We've been in a meeting room all the way until 4:30 in the afternoon, pretty much.
For me, the most inspiring thing was first time out there, having those discussions, conversations, getting the feedback from VCs, from fashion tech people actually. Was so inspiring, and seeing that people just love our product, they see our vision. This gives me so much more confidence and more energy to even work harder. It's 10:30 and like we need to do some emails and work, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like work. After such conversation, it just doesn't feel like work. It's just feel like building something great.
Mike is already at his VC meeting, and I'm late. It just started right now, so I have 3 more minutes to arrive at the location, but we'll do it. We'll get there.
So another exciting day ahead. I'm just heading to Mike. Let's see what he's up to.
So the event was really good. Basically, there were 2 speakers, Mike and Cass Lazarov. They co-founded 2 or 3 companies, the most notably being Buddy Media, that they sold for $700 million. But Roger and I really thought if we should ask them a question for some advice for you guys. What is your advice for the next generation of shit shovelers?
Just start shoveling. Like, so many entrepreneurs are these like constipated perfectionists that they're like, oh, I have an idea for this, I have an idea for this. And I see them a year later, they're like, oh, I have an idea for this. I'm like, fucking like, take any idea and just do something. Because once you start shoveling, you then talk to customers like you did, right? You've been around for 3 years, it took you a while to find your product market fit. You only do that after you start shoveling.
And we did, so it was pretty cool. Really interesting people and really insightful. Off to the next spot. So we saw this truck, it looks fucking dope, it's peak New York, and I thought, what should we film here? Well, we have no clue. That's why it's time for a new Labware pitch. I'm Mike, the co-founder of Labware Studios, and at Labware Studios, we're attacking the least digitalized area within the fashion industry, manufacturing. Factories are still working with paper and pen, and they communicate with immense email chains. And on top of that, fashion brands create digital tech packs that are absolutely useless for those factories. So this leads up into extremely high minimum order quantities, as the overhead costs for those factories is way too high to just get started. And the lead times are even longer, of like 12 months for a simple t-shirt like that. So at Labware, we're tackling that. We have built a manufacturing as a service platform where fashion brands can create, design, and manage their entire production order on one platform, all seamlessly with no complications. And factories, they can manage their entire productions and sub-suppliers in one place, and they finally get the files they deserve. This, go for it. This results in the fastest lead times of average of 7 fucking weeks, with minimum order quantities of 50 pieces. That's Labware. And if you're a fashion brand, you know how hard it is to manufacture. So come work with us, and we'll change that. Alright, we just finished and wrapped up the event at Shopify, and they were talking about AI in fashion, as mentioned before. What's really interesting, there's so many integrations of front-end fashion AI, but none of them in the back-end. The VC and one of the fashion brands at the panel, what they were saying, manufacturing is the future, but no one knows how to solve it. After that, we talked to both of them. It was amazing talk, and especially validating from their end to see that what we're building is exactly what the future of fashion needs. Next up, we just met someone at the event, and we're going to visit a factory in Manhattan. So now 2 of the politicians in the Sun District.
As greedy as it is, the garment district here is really the only place in the U.S. where an idea and its execution are within walking distance. So this is kind of emblematic of when you know you're on Fashion Avenue in the garment district. I think a fun fact to know is this is 550 Fashion Avenue. So there's a lot of brands on these floors where their office is designed. Ralph Lauren, Donna Karan, Jill Stewart, Badgley Mishka, on and on and on. But where I'm taking you is really inside what it looks like to make things here. They really train them in schools to be artists, and they really don't understand that there's a whole technical product development side that matters maybe even more because you're only as good as your manufacturers. And then the beauty of being on the same floor as the factory is I can walk him through the entire design. So there's real-time conversation happening about what this garment is and how it's constructed and how it's finished.
Probably one of the most unique places in the world. How many cities in the world that are this big have an entire production hub for fashion in one district? New York is not a manufacturing city, but you can create an entire collection from start to finish here.
Absolutely.
In the United States.
And I get, hand-pressed flowers from a family-owned business down the street. Get my handbags made on 36th Street by another family-owned business. I think what makes this so specifically unique to other manufacturing hubs around the world is that it's not just where clothes are made. We are attached to Broadway, costumes, Lincoln Center, ballet, opera. It is all part of a bigger thing of the kind of culture that America and New York City exports.
Just imagine connecting these very small businesses to a very powerful digital platform, right? It makes them suddenly become so much more efficient. Because otherwise it's like these large-scale factories that are efficient. Yeah, they are efficient for fast fashion companies, but how can we make these very small but important businesses, these niche businesses, just as efficient and competitive inside a market?
It's really about speed. And for us to remain competitive in this market, we have to find all the margins of where more speed will not displace human work.
Finally some sports, quick evening run. I'm actually hyped to fall asleep today to have even more energy tomorrow again.
We go on the street, everyone's talking business, and there's the only thing that is missing in fashion. Like, fashion is such a creative industry. So many fashion brands, they don't know shit about business. They don't know waste energies in so many areas. They could improve so much while still staying authentic to their craft. It's fucked.
I mean, some fashion brands know about business, but they mostly lack style. If they only know business, there are not many brands that are able to connect someone from an entrepreneur side of things and someone from design. Most of the brands here are more entrepreneurial, no? And then there's some like crazy designers that go for Met Gala type looks, but not the crazy business.
I've seen all these skyscrapers in Manhattan and they're fucking busy, everyone talking about money. Now we're down here in Brooklyn.
Change of scenery. And it's time to let everyone know that Labware was in town. If I'm capable of pulling off this sticker, I'm not.
So this would have been a dope scene, but we kind of fucked up the stickers. It's
5.
like the stickers fucked us up. Got a whole camera in it. What's up? Mike, I hope it's alright if we got a camera on us.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright. So you screen print every single piece on your own?
Yeah, most of it. We were outsourcing some stuff to Look Studio, if you're familiar with them.
I posted a TikTok of me just like throwing a t-shirt onto the floor, and it hit the algorithm at the right moment, I guess, and it got hundreds of thousands of views and likes in a really short amount of time. I think it was like 400 or 500 orders, somewhere in that range. And I just spent the next week screen printing all of them. Ever since then, I've just kept the ball rolling. And
You think you would be there where you are now if you wouldn't have had the agility that you had back then to just launch a product? And so
no, definitely not. Like screen printing it myself is the only reason it worked, because it was like zero overhead. The only cost is like my own labor, which, you know, I'll just do it for free. And then also I can just do print on demand. I don't have to buy like 100 pre-made shirts and hope they sell. I can just open it up, see how many sell, and then I can just make exactly that number of shirts.
how is it in general, like the whole process? How does it go, or how's it been going for you guys? You communicate via emails, and then you just send tech packs, and
Yeah, we try and do as best as we can with just sending like a really, really detailed initial tech pack. And like lately, we've just been like sending like entire like reference fit pieces to the factories. Yeah, I would say it's pretty messy. There's these layers of communication. Like you talk to this guy, and then he's talking to this guy, and then he's talking to that guy, and he's talking to this guy. I have no idea. That's the thing, is the whole thing is completely non-transparent, so you don't even know. But yeah, that's like a very frustrating aspect of manufacturing overseas with like huge time zone differences and huge language barriers, and
you got no clue
yeah, you have
how
no clue.
it's actually going. You're sending stuff into a black box, and
Yeah.
at some point you'll receive a product. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Mm-hmm. Like we were working with the hoodie manufacturer. They just like didn't cure the DTG print on the cotton at all. So it felt like really oily when I got it, the sample. And I was like, hey, this like feels completely different in the hand than the last ones. Like, did you do something different? They're like, no, it's the same. And I was like, okay, well, I did a wash test at home, and like the entire print just like completely fell out. And I send them pictures of that. I'm like, hey, what happened here? And they're like, oh, like we didn't heat set it. I'm like you just forgot an entirely vital step of the process. You know, that kind of does shake your confidence.
And like, what are your next plans with manufacturing?
And I'd like to just kind of get everything under one roof, like, because right now we're working with like 4 different manufacturers. They all work on different timelines, and then trying to get them all to have all the product delivered at once is just like, it's like herding cats. Like you just can't do it. It's like impossible.
It's both. You get lucky because you work hard, or being authentic. Just today we really realized how much happens in New York. Everything is fucking faster. Nothing is small in the United States, but in New York, you go big or you go home, because it's not fucking cheap. You need to make it. We want to go big. We want to make a real impact in the industry, and we want to disrupt this. We wanted to do that on the first day of Labware, but now this just emphasizes this even more. and I hope we can bring this energy back to Zurich.
This night we should sleep a bit more, maybe more than 6 hours. But yeah, let's go.
What's on the schedule? You will see tomorrow.
You'll see tomorrow, yeah, actually. Tune in tomorrow.
Ach, sieht das dumm aus. Max, geniesse es bearbeiten. Geniesse es!